Hi everyone, and welcome to our latest product update. My name is Chris Gall, for those of you who don't know me, and I'll be walking you through some of our latest updates in Workflow Max that we've deployed over the past month or so. So first up, we'll jump over to our purchase orders tab. One of the things we've recently introduced is the ability to revise a purchase order. So if you click into an existing purchase order here, you will notice that under our options tab here, we now have that ability to revise the PO. Essentially what that will allow you to do is edit that purchase order, make some changes without having to go and delete that purchase order and recreate it. So in this example here, we've ordered one iPad. We can simply go into options, revise the purchase order, click OK. That's going to create a revised version for us. We can edit this, change the quantity, for example, to 5 units, go ahead and save that and reissue that purchase order. You will get a warning here that essentially shows you that any bills or stock receipts from that original PO will be moved across to that revised version. We can go ahead and click OK, and now we have our revised version of this purchase order that we can continue on with. There are also a couple other options that have been added up here, marking as fully billed and marking as completed. This just allows you more flexibility here, where if you have finished that purchase order, there's nothing left to bill, there's no stock left to receipt against that PO as well, you can simply mark it as completed, mark it as billed, and that essentially is closing off that purchase order, saying that that one is complete. So yeah, useful one there, giving a bit more flexibility with all the different variations that can come with the different purchase order workflows that exist out there. Another one we've recently released is over on the weekly timesheet screen. If you do enter timesheets in this way, you will have noticed that custom fields are now available in this screen. So if you do have custom fields that you've created in your account, when you're going through and typing in your time for a given week, you will see custom fields down the bottom that are available here. This one is particularly useful if you do have sort of mandatory custom fields that you're getting your team members to fill in when they're doing their timesheet records. You will be prompted when filling out your timesheets in this screen to fill out those additional custom field information. You have to fill this in then in order to basically save and submit that timesheet for that particular day. If you don't want your custom fields showing on the weekly timesheet view for whatever reason, you can go into your settings, and at the very bottom there is an option to essentially disable those custom fields from the weekly timesheet view. But hopefully for those of you using the custom fields for timesheets, that will be a useful addition to have those in the weekly view now going forward. Another one we've got in the mix is monthly summary reports. So these will be getting rolled out across lots of different types of reports. I've created one earlier here for my invoice jobs. Essentially what that monthly summary type of report allows you to do is see particular periods of time and do those monthly comparisons. So for example, here I've got invoice jobs that are grouped by client, and I've looked at the month of April all the way through to September this year to see the totals in terms of what has been invoiced across all my jobs for that particular client. So useful when you're doing those monthly comparisons with your financial data. You can see that when you go and create a custom report. When you are creating it, you will have a layout type here which shows monthly summary if it is available, rather than that typical table view, and that will give you some options in terms of the grouping by day. So date created, my example, we're seeing it from April. We want to look ahead the April for the next 6 months. I've grouped by client and I'm seeing that invoice total. So definitely have a play around with that one if you want to do those comparisons with some of your financial data month to month. A useful one there to see that monthly summary view is now available. Also in reporting, some of you may have noticed the addition of this exported reports tab we've recently put in. The purpose of that is for very large reports that get generated that will be added to this list. So we do have some of you out there that generate reports with 100,000 rows, for example. Workflow Max does support that, but it can take a very long time to load those reports. What this exported reports tab will do is give you a summary of any reports that have been exported and emailed to you if they are very large. So what you will notice going forward is if you go to generate a particular report that is very large, you will get a sort of pop-up message for that large report after waiting for it to load for about 20-30 seconds, and it will say, would you like to export this report and email it to yourself instead? If you click that option, you can then leave the page, navigate away, go do something else while that report is getting generated. If there's 100,000 rows, that can take us some time to actually generate that report, and then that will hit your inbox. That will be there for you to download and view once that report has compiled and is ready, and then you will see a list of any of those here in your exported reports table. This functionality is also going to help us support scheduled reports, which will allow you to essentially schedule these reports to be generated at a particular point in time and land in the inbox of a group of people, yourself, if you want to see a particular report on a Monday morning, for example. So it's a stepping stone to get us to that point, but also it allows you to keep doing what you need to do while that report generates in the background for those really large reports that you have. And most of you will probably have now noticed, if you are active users of the timer widget, that another one we've recently released is the ability to pause the timer. So if you are recording time against any particular job or task, you will have seen in here you now have that ability to pause. So if you need to stop for whatever reason on a particular task, you can go ahead and pause that entry and resume it at a later time and continue working on whatever you were doing. Further to the pause timer functionality, some of you might have seen on the dashboard there is now a My Calendar widget that's available. You can click on that configure icon and make sure that My Calendar option is ticked off. It might be sitting down the very bottom there of your screen. You can tick off that option for My Calendar and bring it up to the top if that's relevant. You will see on that calendar widget, you have the ability to see jobs, tasks, milestones, quotes, recurring jobs, and lead activities if you are users of the lead module. So a handy place here just to see all of that, high-level information of what's happening for that week that you're in. You also do have the ability to edit the naming convention for these items. If we go into the milestone, for example, you could choose to add the client name on the end of that. So there is some flexibility there about how those things appear from this calendar. From here as well, we can click in and actually drill down into that particular job or milestone. If I click on this, we'll link directly to the job and milestone here. The other thing we've recently added is the ability to create jobs on the mobile app on the fly. So if you are one that uses our mobile app on your phone and you're going through and looking at jobs that you need to be on a particular day, you can now create jobs ad hoc on the fly, go and create a new job from the mobile app. There'll be a sort of plus button there to add a new job as we continue to roll out more and more functionality throughout the mobile app to align it more to what's available on the web application. Next up, we do have a couple of private betas that are available. So one of those is our Zapier integration. So you can see here that is available in a beta form. If you email our support team, you can gain access to that initial Zapier integration, which will allow you to do things like building your own integrations where a new job is created and maybe you want to post a message in a Slack or Microsoft Teams channel or a job status is updated. So we're trying to introduce as many actions in Workflow Max, those triggers, that you can then use to do whatever you'd like in other applications that you use in your tech stack amongst your business. So have a look at that Zapier integration, very useful for connecting Workflow Max to other platforms out there that you would use. Next up, we do have the Kanban board, which is also available in a private beta. This is available for our premium and advanced plans. This one, you can see a list of all of your jobs and various statuses that you may have, and you can drag and drop typical sort of Kanban board-like functionality where you can move these along. Some businesses have several different job statuses and they need to quickly move these along in different ways. You can drag and drop these into sort of a completed pile that's going to mark that job as completed, for example. You can cancel them from here and then shift them around. You do have various display options with the jobs as well. So you can choose which particular job statuses show on this page. And you can also choose several different job fields that you would like to see as well. So if you'd like to see the job category, for example, we can turn that on and that will get added to all of the jobs that appear on this board if they've got a category added against them. Or a budget, for example, if they've got a particular budget there. So useful one if you've got lots of fast-paced moving jobs. And again, that's available for premium and advanced plans. Just email our support team if you would like early access to that feature. Next up, we do have our percentage invoicing feature as well, which is in a private beta. This one's only available for those of you subscribed to our advanced plan. But what you can do with this one is you will see a new pricing mode added when you are creating invoices. So that percentage of approved quoted amounts is now an option in here for that pricing mode. And what that will allow you to do is put in a percentage based on your quote that's been accepted on the job. So in this example, I can choose 10% on this particular invoice, and that's going to go ahead and update our totals based on that quoted value. Down the bottom, you get a nice little summary that shows you the amounts quoted by phase, what's been invoiced to date, what's on this invoice, and then what's left remaining to be invoiced for that particular job to this client. It's a very useful one there if you do sort of that percentage-based billing off of quoted amounts. So have a look at that. Email our support team if you're on our advanced plan in order to make use of that new feature as well. Last but not least, we also have our new version of the API. So if you haven't seen the new documentation there with the API, we do have our API v2, which is available here, where you can go ahead and give this a test. We've got about 50% of the endpoints that are available from our version 1 of the API. This version of the API is JSON-based, and it will allow us to do things like supporting webhooks in the future. There'll be far more endpoints available and more actions for you to take advantage of in here. So if you'd like access to our v2 API, please do email our support team. They'll send you the link to this so you can get testing if you are building out your own integrations to Workflow Max. And there is plenty more to come over the weeks ahead. We are aiming to have multi-currency added to purchase orders before the end of the calendar year. So keep an eye on that. That one should be coming soon, as well as many others to come. That will do it for our product update for this month. And thanks for watching.